All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. Now, guys, as far as the title goes, right, they own us, but we don't even know it. I think a lot of us here know it, right? I think a lot of us are hip to the fact that we are absolutely being taken for a ride, if you will, um, every day. Every day is some new shit, right? But yeah, we're always being taken for a lie. But anyway, Dobie, Loretta, thank you for the 5x5. D March, Maryland, excuse me, Evolve Amita, Teresa, Busy, Base, Raccoon, Groundhog, thank you for the 5x5. Flown Grown, Crystal, Laura, Trapper Bob, DeMarch, Kimberly, Water Tiger, Eric, Trail Name, Vegan, Cosmic, thank you for the 5x5. Renee, Betty, Toto, Maria, Tom Tom, Purposeful Prepper, thank you for the 5x5. Lori, Highlander, David, Randy, what's going on? Francine, Snap, Crackle, and Pop, Hudson Valley, Vegan, Jane, thank you for the 5x5. Patty, First and Last, Cosmic, Standalone, thank you for the 5x5. Lewis, thank you for the 5x5. Mock, Bug Out, Sarita, Let's Go, thank you for the 5x5. Maria Jackson, Raccoon Eyes, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. Jared, thank you for the 5x5. So, guys, clearly, we're always lied to, right? It's every day is there's a new bullshit story being told to us, right? And a lot of the times, we believe it, right? We believe the nonsense. But what I did wanted to talk about was some of the information last week that was disrupted because of the internet and my stupidity with the internet. But I wanted to talk about a couple things. Before we get there, guys, we're going to constantly be distracted, right? That's the whole thing. That's how they own us. They own us by distraction. The Epstein file comes out, and begrudgingly so, it was released by the Trump administration. And definitely, guys, there was a lot withheld from the files. What's mind-boggling to me is that there are people that seemingly think that all of the files was put out there. Even after Pam Bondi said she wasn't going to release any more files. Even now that they're questioning the fact that they're like, this is weird. You know, why so long? Why so begrudgingly? Why was he so gung-ho in the beginning of his campaign, and now he was like, you guys are stupid for believing in this, right? We don't want you in our MAGA party if you're going to keep carrying on with this. Now they release it and they tell people to forget about it, and you got moronic MAGA supporters going, yeah, we shouldn't worry about the file. We should worry about Iran. Really? The last time I checked, Iran wasn't diddling kids. Iran wasn't feasting on kids, persons. They weren't doing a lot of this shit. Listen, they might be in that country, but as far as their Iranian government, the last time I checked, they weren't to that level of evil. But how do you convince the world that another country's evil? You just say it. That's all you got to do. Today, we're so stupidly moronic that we believe that Iran is an evil country, that 30,000 people were killed. There's a guy from Iran. He did a video. I got to find this video. I'm going to find it when I'm off of here. I'll send it out for those who ask. He was sitting there talking about 30,000 people didn't die. And it's funny because there's no mass graves. There wasn't any mass funerals. They just told us that 30,000 people died, and we believed it. This guy was saying otherwise. Now, I was skeptical about the 30,000 people dying, as I didn't see any dead bodies when I was looking it up. I didn't see a row of bodies. I didn't see people being carried out. They just told us that, and we believed it. But I was skeptical because it's the Trump administration. It's the media that lies to us on a constant. The medias are run by the tiny hats. The tiny hats are going to tell us what they think we want to know, and they know what we're going to believe. Anyway, all of that to say, man, is that they own us some way, shape, or form. Now, the problem, guys, with the stance that I'm currently taking is that I'm fine and comfortable with being a psych patient. At the very least, appearing to be a psych patient, excuse me. I'm fine with it. Because the amount of lying, the amount of information that we're being told is fucking insane. Right? The amount of shit that people believe that the Mr. 19, people still believe that the Mr. 19 arm ticket saved lives. They believe that. Some people believe that Biden was still one of the greatest presidents to ever fucking be in a presidency or in the White House. They believe that. There are people out there that think Trump is the greatest president to ever live. James Wood, that idiot. I mean, he's also old, so he has an excuse of being stupid. But he was like, Trump was the greatest president of our time. No, he isn't. People thought that Kamala Harris was a great vice president. Meanwhile, this bitch didn't do anything but drink Chardonnay all day. We're constantly being manipulated. We're manipulated every step of the way. There is no middle ground. Though those of us who stand in the middle, guys, we're standing in the middle on our own, on an island on our own, if that makes sense. We have Israel lying about the information about what's going on in Iran, and people believed it. I didn't believe it for a second. The nuclear fucking the war program or the missile, none of that I believed. Meanwhile, the Atomic Energy Efficiency Group, whatever they're called, they sat there and go, yeah, they didn't have a program going on, and they inspected. So unless Iran did a hell of a job hiding this shit, there's no satellite images of them moving any material around, and there's no satellite images of what went on the ground. And there was no enrichment, apparently. So again, and all of this information, guys, is what we're being told. They're not showing us anything. If they could show us some shit, they showed us a video of them like enriching some uranium. I don't know what the fuck that looks like either, but if they showed us a video, I'd be like, oh, okay. They're not showing us anything. They're just telling us. They're telephoning the shit out of us. They're telling us what they want, that they want us to hear, and that they know we're going to believe. And in this day and age, we are the stupids. So they own us in that regard. And now for those of us that are not owned, we're the troublemakers, right? When I didn't want to take the arm ticket, people were like, why would you not take it? This is people I worked with. You're going to have other people get sick. Why don't you want to protect your family? I'm like, because that's not going to protect my family. Like, not even a little bit, you know? And, you know, when you get into conversations with people about it now, they're like, well, I was trying to protect my family. I said, I appreciate the fact that you changed your verbiage to trying because you thought that this should help. He goes, yeah, I did. What else was I supposed to expect? I was like, you're supposed to think on your own. You're supposed to use your brain, and you're supposed to go, well, if the government is making this push and trying to bribe people, something isn't right here. That being said, the amount of the amount of people out there, you know, that believe that Iran was an evil axis of the world. They said the same thing about Iraq. They said the same shit about Afghanistan. Granted, their lifestyle over there is a hell of a lot different than ours, and I do not agree with 90% of the shit they do there. In any of those fucking dirty, dust, rock-filled countries, I can bet my bottom dollar they're not as evil as the people on the Epstein list or in the Epstein files. There's a lot of evil in there. But yet somehow we're glossing over that fact. Yet somehow we believe otherwise, that Iran is evil. And granted, guys, they're politicians. They make millions of dollars. There's got to be some evil in there somewhere. But to believe that these countries are evil because a country said so, China is evil. They were offing babies because it wasn't meeting their criteria of what was it, too many girls, right? They were offering female girls. That's an evil country. Why aren't we attacking them? I could put up a map of Africa, throw a dart at a country, and go, why aren't we attacking those evil warlords that are diddling kids and women and massacring them and mutilating them? Why aren't we doing that? Yeah, Cameron Lewis, listen, again, these are my opinions. So we are allowed to disagree and or agree. But we are constantly lied to. And the thing is that when people go, oh, I'm pretty sure Iran's evil. Why are you sure? Have you seen any evidence of the evil? Have you seen any evidence of the 30,000 people that died? Because I haven't. If you guys got videos, please send it to me and I'll correct my statement. We've been lied to our entire fucking lives about everything. Right? And again, when China was doing that shit, no one was fucking like, we got to go in there and stop them. We didn't do that. But yet we turned to Iran because Israel said so. You know, there are a lot worse atrocities going on around the world than Iran. Way worse. They make places like Iran look like a walk in a park, or like the Pope works there. That's how evil places are around the world, and we're not even coming close to wanting to help those people. Like not even a little bit. But somehow we're looking at Iran because we're being manipulated. We're being manipulated, guys, into believing that the world evil, the most evil people in the world is in Iran. There are some places in Africa that will make you fucking throw up for the shit that they do and how they behave and just their daily lives. Evil. And yet we looked at Iran as the most evil country in the world. Right. TK, remember the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq? They were like, they got weapons of mass destruction, weapon of mass destruction. I'm like, there's no weapons of mass destruction here. And I knew that. I got into an argument with a buddy of mine who was in the Navy. Excuse me. He was a corpsman, right? He was in the Navy. He's like, I was over there, and they have weapons of mass destruction. I'm like, you could be over there all goddamn day. I don't care. They don't have any weapons of mass destruction. I said, did you see those weapons of mass destruction? He goes, no, but the intel states it. I'm like, who's the intel coming from? Israel. There you fucking go. And this is like almost 20. This is about 20 years ago now. This is when we both first got on, right? And I said, no, they don't, man. They do not have weapons of mass. They would have used it already if they did. Right? And so we've been lied to every chance they get. And people are going to sit here and believe this bullshit again. We're doing this round robin shit again, and we're going to believe that now Iran's evil? Come the fuck on. Iran has some shit we need or something that Israel wants, you know, because the constant 30-year threat, guys, 30 years or 40-year threat on they're going to enrich their uranium any day now for 30 goddamn years. Listen, if they didn't enrich their uranium by now, they're retarded. And I would label people of Iran and the scientists of Iran retarded. They weren't enriching that shit. They absolutely weren't. But we're being lied to by this bag of shit. There was a fucking a reporter that asked Benjamin Netanyahu the other day about letting reporters into Gaza so that they can report on what's going on in there. And I've never seen a politician like Benjamin Netanyahu squirm the way he did. Whiskey 7 Mike, you can email me at angryprepper@yahoo.com. But again, guys, we fall for the bullshit. We constantly fall for the bullshit. So, you know, we get lied to. You know, the thing that Trump said about Spain, and, you know, people like, yeah, but it, you know, those are runways, you know, that our military base uses, our military uses. I'm like, it's still in their goddamn country. And you still have to ask. And people like, oh, go America, fuck Spain. I'm like, because listen, you are entirely retarded and a moron. For every time Trump makes a switch, you make that switch with him. When he said what he said about Spain, people like, yeah, you know what, fuck Spain, let's lose trade with them. I'm like, are we fucking 5-year-old with retarded children in a fucking nursing home with old people? Like, what is going on here? Why the fuck are we acting that insanely stupid now? That every time Trump says something, people agree with him, no matter what the fuck it is. He's like, we got to move on from the Epstein report. You got people in the MAGA party going, yeah, maybe we should move on from the Epstein report. Let's break trade with Spain because they won't let us use their military runways. Yes, fuck America, fuck Spain, America only. Let's give more money to Israel because we have to protect them. It's worth it. This is the supporters. You know what? Gas prices are going to go up, but it's worth gas prices are going up for a little bit so that Israel has peace. The stupid MAGA retards are like, yes, I'll pay more for gas. What? It's fucking insane. It's insanity. And we're sitting here going along with the bullshit. I will not go along with anybody's politician. I am out on being in a politician's pet and cheerleading section. Fuck that shit. These people work for us, not the other way around. We are not supposed to be putting Trump on a pedestal or any politician on a pedestal. They're supposed to be putting us on a pedestal, the American people. They work for us. They're supposed to be looking out after us. Yeah, Jamark, he's not concerned about the gas prices because he's not paying for it. We are. They must look at this shit and go, these idiots, they'll go along with whatever I say. And I don't hear much from the left saying anything anymore, like about the gas prices and shit like that. I see a lot of right ex MAGA supporters and Trump supporters speaking out against this shit. The Watchman, roger that. Janet, man, listen, all politicians, again, they're all the same. You know, like, what's the name? AOC. People are like, AOC, she's smart, new, and sexy. No, she isn't. She's a fucking tard. And now she's a rich tard. You know, and then people are putting her on a pedestal. I'm like, when the fuck did politicians become rock stars? When did this happen? I love them so much, I want to get plates, wallpaper, towels, shower curtain, welcome mats, all saying the president that I love. Like wearing a t-shirt, getting their face tattooed on my body now. Some moron had a Trump face tattooed on his back. I can't wait till he has to scrape that shit off with a fucking couple of razor blades. Betty, I heard that before. I heard that whole MAGA spell witchcraft thing. I didn't dive deep into it because I thought it was a bit off, but I entertain everything and anything that right now. But anyway, all of this to be said, guys, is that we are being attacked in our own country by Muslims, right? They are building no-go zones. Why are we not focused on that? Why aren't we looking at these no-go zones that they're starting to build in these small towns in West Bubblefuck, anybody's state? And why aren't we in there handling that problem? Right? Why aren't we looking at that? Instead, we're looking at Iran as evil. And they're like, well, you know, the people of, really? Because the people of Islam are fucking us in the ass. You know that they're praying in the street, shit they don't do in their country? They go to a mosque indoors and do it. They don't do it in the middle of the street. They don't do it on the side of a road. It's called religious dominance, which needs to be handled accordingly. The fact that they do it here, guys, is a disrespect to the American people and to this country. Point blank. Not an opinion, a fact. Right? And so we allow this to happen, but we're looking over at Iran when we're being taken over here in this very country. Okay. Anyway, a lot of bullshit going on. Now, I'm going to have a midweek report tomorrow morning, probably around 10 o'clock. We're going to talk about something Oracle did. I was going to talk about that tonight, but I'm going to let that rest for tomorrow. We're also going to talk about something that ICE is currently doing. I don't know if that's to do that for the American people, but apparently they might be scanning American people, the American citizens, social media accounts, and the jail centers that they're building and they're buying a lot of them. I think something's going to go down, and I think a lot of American citizens are going to wind up getting caught in the middle of this shit and thrown into these new facilities that they're currently buying and building. I think they're building a state-of-the-art one somewhere out in the Midwest. I can't remember where, but I heard they were building some state-of-the-art one. And I'm like, state-of-the-art? I'm like, state-of-the-art as in what? Put us in cryo sleep for a few years? Like that state-of-the-art? Or like state-of-the-art and, it's completely AI ran? Who knows? Nonetheless, it's a problem. There's a lot of shit coming down our way, and we're not paying attention to it because we're worried about Iran, and people are getting nervous that this is going to turn into a third world war. I'm not worried about the third world war, like not at all, not even a little bit. The powers that be, the elites that run this shit, are not going to allow for that to happen at all. They are going to allow for some shit to happen, but they're not going to allow that to happen. They can't. If they allow that to happen, then how are they going to run the world? Right? So, anyway. Nice. Yeah, you can't unsee certain things, Flown Grown. Right? Once you saw Gorlock, you were like, what is that? And why is it alive? Like Gorlak's one of those things that should have been like, you know. Anyway, Gorlak's one of those things you can't unsee. There's a lot of shit and I seen on the internet that I can't unsee. What was that horrendous COVID song? I can unhear it because I don't remember what they're saying, but I couldn't unsee that video. They were trying to make it like the "We Are the World." Remember that? It was two of them. "We Are the World" and the other one, the Christmas song. Do they know it's Christmas time? No, of course they don't know it's fucking Christmas time. They're in fucking Africa, you morons. Like, you know how stupid that song was? When I was a kid, I was like, okay, it was a decent song. But now that I'm an adult, it's a stupid song. But all the celebrities are singing, like, you know, the kids are making a choice and a better hand. Like, shut the fuck up. They're in Africa. It's fucking hot. They're worried about getting another kernel of rice or a grain of rice to eat. And then you're worried about whether they know it's Christmas time or not. It's just a stupid song. And the other one, "We Are the World," you know, "We Are the Children." Shut the hell up. Nothing changed. They made these videos to get support for these kids to eat more. And these kids are still fucking laying on the ground with bulging stomachs and bug-eye, all hungry and skinny and shit. Like, that was such a stupid fucking endeavor. Then they had the COVID video where they all sang from their computers, I think it was, right? And they all, like, sang their part. And then they edited it together. It was a horrendous song. Stupid fucking morons. It was. Listen, celebrities are the worst. They're right underneath politicians. Because the dumb things they think of, we're going to save the world through hunger and we're going to sing. Really? That's going to fucking feed them? Because it didn't. I'm pretty sure Mobutu's still fucking starving. Mobutu has kids now. His kids are starving. It was a dumb thing. Never heard such a stupid fucking, you know, and people like, why do you got to be so mean for? They're trying to help. Why don't you try my nuts in your mouth? There's a lot of ways you can feed kids, and singing is not one of them. You know? Fucking sitting there, Boy George and his bullshit. You know, and who was it? George Michaels? They got it on behind the scenes, those two. Michael Jackson with his solo because he was like the shit then. You know? It's just a dumb fucking song. Such a waste of time. Probably a waste of money. The mark to do anything. Tracy, yeah, so my buddy in the firehouse has been talking about that a lot. There's a company that's starting a program. Without that program, that specific program, there's a couple of programs coming out and they're vying for attention right now. But without this program, we won't be able to do anything. I'm like, well, we're going to live off grid. We're going to live off grid. We're going to have somebody that we pay that's going to get us the shit we need. But we're going to live off grid for the most part. That's just how it's going to be. You know? I don't want to know. So there's a couple of companies, they're trying to get this started. And so he invested in one of those companies. If not, maybe both of them. I think there was like 3 or 4. But it's all that blockchain technology that we keep hearing and shit like that. And though there are a lot of people around the world pushing back, that is why something cataclysmic has to happen for us to fall in line with this. We're not willingly going to fall in line with this shit. A cataclysmic event is going to bring us to that doorstep, and we have a choice to make. Cross the threshold or stand our ground and stay outside and then live off grid. That mark of the beast shit, not going to be good. Not going to be good. We'll probably see it in the tail end of our life, but I don't think we're going to see it too soon. Some people say 2030. 2030 is going to be the cataclysmic event, and then 10 to 20 years to recover, and by then we'll all be fucking old and dead, or if not, just dead. Right? Whiskey 7 Mike. No, I'm not. Not at all. I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to be here that much longer. You know, it's funny because I was talking to one of the guys in the firehouse. His wife wants to move to Tennessee or North Carolina. I'm like, that's interesting because I'm looking to move to Tennessee and East North Carolina, you know, in another couple of years. In fact, I'm starting to look now in that area, roundabout area. So I'll probably be making trips down there. But yeah, I'm out of here. As soon as I hit the retirement stamp, gone. You know, but that's the plan. Jamark, I know it's coming, but I don't think it's going to happen in the next couple of years. I think it's going to happen in 2030, maybe a little after, because it has to be, again, to get us on board, some big shit has to go down, right? But yeah, it's going to be a shit show regardless. No matter how you look at it, it's going to be a shit show. And people are just going to have to. Sorry. People are just going to have to adapt to whatever happens next. There are a lot of people that won't be able to adapt. I can almost promise that. A lot of people won't be able to adapt to what's coming, but the rest of us, well, the rest of us are, at the very least, we know something's coming, right? We have that stupid bad feeling that just won't. This is, sorry, that bad feeling that something's coming, and we're just gonna have to adapt to whatever it is. We can't be caught off guard. Oh yeah, I'm not Bucky. I'm not going to Florida. No, thank you. Florida can kiss it. I'll keep my ass in northern Tennessee, northern North Carolina, or northeast Carolina rather. Excuse me. No, northwest Carolina. Sorry, northwest Carolina or northeast Tennessee area. That's where I'm looking to stay, or rather move to. Excuse me. You know, I'm also up to. I was looking at Alabama. My son's mother was like, talking about Alabama. I'm like, we could try there. I mean, we could look at that. But yeah. Anyway, 82 degrees in New Jersey today. Was it that hot? Once I came inside, man, I was inside for the duration. I didn't come outside at all. No shit. All right. But yeah. Outside of that, man, we're going to constantly be lied to. And the problem is we got to be careful of what we see. And we cannot initially go with whatever they're going to report us or tell us. We can't initially go with it anymore. We got to dive deep into it. We got to look at it. We can't go, because listen, these politicians are lying. Lindsey Graham, this guy, he made a fucked up comment, not a fucked up comment. He made a stupid comment earlier today. He's like, I'm going to be a Zionist till the day I die. I'm like, what? What are they feeding this man, or what the hell is he drinking, eating, or how much are they paying him for him to be making these obnoxious comments about how much he loves Israel? I've never seen it before. This man is Israel first, America second. Remember that interview he did where the people were, some kind of hurricane or some shit hit them, and he was like, the people over in South Carolina, they're suffering, but the people in Israel, we need to protect them. Like, he went from, I was like, what? Who does that? People who are bending a knee to this country. That's who does it. I've never seen such bullshit. Never seen such bullshit in my entire life. And again, we're going to constantly be lied to. And not that there's nothing we can do about it. Here's the other thing too, guys. The longer we stand our ground, the more friends we're going to lose. That's just the fucking bottom line. Right? That's just the bottom line. We're going to lose a lot of friends. Because we refuse to bend the knee to the bullshit we're being told. We do not want to fucking believe the bullshit we're being told, because we know the bullshit we're being told is a lie. Right? Everything is a lie. Just about everything is a lie now. And we don't want to feed into that bullshit, nor do we want to believe it. And that's a fucking huge problem. That's a bad place to be. Right? A bad place to be, where we're fucking refusing everything. Again, a lot of us lost friends because of the whole Mr. 19 event, let alone the arm ticket coming out and people taking it and going, you're an idiot for not taking it. Okay. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with it. But we're going to lose more friends the longer we stand our ground. That is just a fact. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go off the air now. I will see some of you guys tomorrow morning. I'll see the rest of you guys Thursday for the doubleheader. Sorry. Thursday for the doubleheader. Outside of that, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys later.